Last night, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert became a powder keg. An interview with Barron Trump, youngest son of former President Donald Trump, spiraled into a televised firestorm, one that left the audience stunned, social media ablaze, and late-night TV reeling from the aftershocks. What was meant to be a rare, thoughtful conversation quickly unraveled into a brutal exchange. Barron, now in his early 20s, entered with quiet confidence, ready perhaps to talk about life beyond the White House, or a new endeavor tied to the Trump legacy. But Colbert didn't play it soft. He opened with a jab. "You here to carve? Your own path or just carry Dad's baggage?" The crowd reacted. Some laughed, others winced. Barron kept his composure. "I'm here for me, Stephen, not your digs." But the mood had shifted. Colbert rolled a clip of Barron at a recent Trump event, standing tall beside his father, stone-faced. "That's vintage Trump," Colbert smirked. "But is that your voice, or just his echo?" Barron leaned in. His reply was calm, measured. "It's my voice. I'm not a shadow. I'm building something." Cheers. Murmurs. A flicker of something off-script. Producers watching nervously from the wings. Colbert saw the crack and pressed. "You say you've earned this? You're writing a name, Barron, or just writing it?" The audience gasped. Barron's jaw tightened. The grin on Colbert's face widened. The studio now felt like a courtroom. "You don't know my story," Barron shot back. "You sit here mocking lives you've never lived." Colbert's voice dropped lower, sharper. "You're Trump 2.0. All shine, no grit." He played another clip. Barron at a Trump gala, glittering lights, champagne smiles. Some in the audience chuckled, others fell quiet. Barron's face hardened. "It's not shine. It's work, Stephen. I'm not just a name." The tension was razor-sharp now. The crowd split, cheers and boos bouncing off the studio walls. But Colbert didn't let up. "Work or privilege? You've had a golden spoon since day one." Barron's voice rose. "I've fought my way forward. I wasn't spoon-fed anything. You feed lines. I live real life." The crowd roared. "Tell him, Barron!" Someone shouted. Producers scrambled behind the scenes. The segment was slipping out of control. Colbert leaned back, smiling coldly. "Lines? I cut through the noise. You're the echo, Barron." The jab was personal, direct, the pressure mounting, and then came the breaking point. Barron leaned in, raw but composed. "You mock my life, but I've faced more than you'll ever know. All you do is sit here and judge." Colbert's voice, a quiet knife. "Faced more? You're trembling." The camera caught it. Barron blinked fast. His expression faltered. The moment sharp and sudden, tears welled. Silence. The crowd froze. The host sat still. A beat. Then, uproar. Social media lit up within minutes. Clips of the exchange flooded X, TikTok, YouTube. Some called it a brutal takedown. Others called it too far. Colbert broke him. A kid raised in gold, but this was cold. Barron showed spine. This was bullying. Producers shaken. Executives fielding fallout. The line between satire and spectacle blurred, and as the dust settles, the debate rages. Was this Colbert at his boldest, or late-night TV at its lowest? One thing's certain, this won't fade fast, not when tears fall in the spotlight. What started as a tense exchange on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert quickly spiraled into a full-blown emotional standoff. Barron Trump, fists clenched and jaw set, faced down the sharp-tongued host under blinding studio lights. "I'm not your punching bag, Stephen. I'll stand my ground." His voice was loud, quivering just enough to betray the storm inside. Colbert didn't blink. "Stand your ground? You're shaking, Barron, cracking under my lights." The audience exploded, some on their feet chanting, "Colbert, Colbert!" while others booed, phones raised recording every second as clips flooded social media in real time. Barron's grip tightened on the armrest. The tension in the room was electric. "I'm not cracking," he fired back, voice breaking. "You're nothing." The heat spiked. Insiders later said producers signaled a break, but it was too late. Barron was unraveling on live TV, and Colbert wasn't letting up. Cracking? Colbert shot back. Barron, you're just a name. No spine. He flashed a quick-cut montage. Barron at rallies, silent beside his father, eyes vacant under camera. Flashes. The crowd gasped. Some laughed. Barron clenched his jaw. It's not an act, Stephen. I've got spine. You've got snark. His voice strained but defiant. Cheers mixed with jeers. Producers whispered frantically. The studio air was heavy. Colbert pressed again, smirking. Spine? You're trembling. Daddy's shadow is all you've got. That one hit deep. Barron snapped back, voice shaking with fury. I'm my own man. I'm not a shadow. You're the puppet. The audience split down the middle. Go, Barron, one side chanted. Back off, the other screamed. Phones were everywhere. Clips went viral before the segment was even over. Colbert leaned in coldly. Puppet? I'm not the one sweating. Barron, your mask's slipping. He pointed to Barron's flushed face. The crowd roared. Some called, break him. Others begged, enough. But it was already past that point. Barron stood, voice raw. You don't know my fight, Stephen. I've carried more than you'll ever lift. Colbert pounced. Carried? You're buckling, Barron. Tears are your burden. The line cut deep. Audience members rushed to the stage's edge. Security was signaled. Meanwhile, Barron slammed a hand on the desk. I'm not buckling. I'll prove you wrong. His voice, cracked, shaking. Sweat streaked his brow. The crowd was chaos. Shouts, chants, phones filming as security edged closer. You're a nobody, Stephen. I'm real, Barron shouted. But Colbert rose, calm and brutal. Real. You're a real. As that final jab landed hard, Barron's voice wavered. I'm not breaking, he muttered, eyes glistening. You're done. And then silence, just for a moment. The sob was small, but it was there. The room detonated. Audience members screamed. Cups flew. Clips hit every social media feed in seconds. Colbert breaks Barron live. Barron cries on the Late Show. Too far? He held on until he couldn't. Producers scrambled to cut to commercial. But the damage, emotional, reputational, was done. What was supposed to be a provocative segment turned into a public collapse. Barron Trump, under fire, broke on national television. And Stephen Colbert? He stood silent, still, and smiling. It was a moment of roaring chaos, now etched in late-night legend. The climax of the Colbert-Barron clash didn't just go viral. It detonated, a cultural earthquake tearing through the studio, social media, and every screen in America. Sources say it was Barron Trump's final defiant shout, "You're done," that triggered the host's devastating final blow. Colbert, smirk frozen and voice like ice, delivered it without flinching. Breaking? Barron, your fight's finished. All you've got now are tears. A mock reel rolled behind him. Barron, a silent figure dwarfed by Trump banners, swallowed by the family's spotlight. The crowd erupted. Some laughed cruelly. Others gasped. Barron's face twisted. I'm not done, Stephen. I'm stronger than this. His voice was loud but fracturing. The audience surged. Cheers clashed with boos. Producers froze. The live feed held. Then came the breakdown. Colbert struck again. Stronger. You're sobbing, Barron. We see it. Live. Barron tried to hold on. I'm not sobbing. I've faced worse. You're nothing. His voice wavered, his eyes glistened. Colbert didn't stop. Nothing? You're crying, Barron. Your strength? A myth. He pointed at Barron's wet face as the crowd roared again. Cry. Cry, some chanted. Stop it. Others yelled. Phones filmed. Posts surged. Barron's gone? One read, trending in seconds. Barron's voice broke. I've carried my family. His fists slammed the desk. Tears spilled. A hush followed, slicing through the noise like glass. He wiped at his face, trembling. I'm not crying for you. It's for them. His voice was choked, raw. Colbert leaned in. Them? You're weeping for yourself, Barron. The audience surged again, some standing, filming, screaming. Clips hit X like wildfire. Barron sobs live. Colbert wins. Tears on national TV. Barron shouted, "You're cruel. I'm real." But his fists were pounding, his tears flowing. His voice splintered, and then came the collapse. Witnesses say Barron stood reeling. "I can't take this, you're vile." His voice cracked, rage and sobs tangled. He ripped off his mic, slammed it. The sound echoed like a shot. Colbert laughed. "Vile, you're the wreck, Barron, run off!" The crowd went nuclear, some rushed the stage, others chanted, "Get him out!" Security moved in. Barron thrashed. "Let me go. I'll walk." Tears streaked his face. His frame hunched, voice a ragged sob. "I'll walk. I'll walk." Insiders say it marked the end. The studio descended into pandemonium as he tore free. Producers panicked. Security staggered to contain him. Colbert stood back, cold, victorious. "Run off, Barron. You're a tear-soaked mess." The words landed like a coffin lid. Some audience members cheered, chanting, "Gone, gone." Others gasped, "No, Barron," as he staggered toward the wings. The live feed caught it all, each faltering step, each tear-streaked breath, a broken silhouette vanishing under the lights. Phones filmed, chairs pounded. Late-night history was made. "He's out." A hush clashed with cries of support. "Stay strong, Barron." The room trembled in sound and fury. Producers frozen, headsets buzzing with disbelief. "He's off. Keep rolling," one finally breathed. The broadcast held on the empty chair, stark and spotlighted, a monument to his unraveling. Colbert leaned into the silence, venom laced in his grin. "That's the Trump exit, folks, tears and all." The crowd erupted. Laughter, shouting, cups flew. Phones lit up. Chaos didn't just reign, it raged. What made the moment seismic wasn't just the tears, it was the fall. Sources say Barron's last gasp, "I'll be back," barely made it past trembling lips, a whisper lost beneath the roar. His pride drowned in sobs. "Colbert?" He waved him off like a king dismissing a jester. "You're done, Barron. Drowned in my spotlight. Ruthless. Final." The crowd split. Cheers. Clashed with boos. X exploded. "He's toast," one viral post read. Another, "Colbert crushed him." Clips of the mic toss, the tear-streaked stumble, the mocking sign-off. They looped endlessly, devoured by millions. Insiders say producers debated cutting the feed, but the ratings spiked like wildfire. The chaos was too gripping to look away. Backstage, the scene was devastation. Barron slumped against a wall, whispering through broken sobs, "He's a monster." Aides rushed in, shielding him from cameras as Colbert strutted back on stage. "That's how you break a Trump," he quipped, triumphant. The crowd roared. Some surged forward, others live-streamed. Security cleared the wings. The set was smoke and ash, a smoldering ruin. Online, the fallout exploded. Colbert was brutal. He tore him apart live. Pundits declared the host's win a masterstroke, but behind the triumph was wreckage. What began as Barron's bold debut had ended in tears and humiliation. The moment became a viral shrine to collapse. Sources confirmed, backstage, Barron wept. "He's a monster," he whispered again. His team scrambled to get him out, but the cameras kept rolling. On X, he finally posted hours later, "I'll rise above, 100,000 likes." But the replies cut deep. "You sank, Barron." Trump kid crushed. Memes flooded TikTok and Instagram, images of his tearful exit captioned, "Baby Trump balls." Supporters pushed back. "He's young. They're cruel." But the tide had turned. His poise shattered, Colbert's edge sharper than ever. Insiders say the next night Colbert opened with, "We had a Trump. He brought tears. I brought heat. Smug. Victorious." Ratings surged, up 55%. Viewers hooked on. The carnage. Behind the scenes, Colbert's team buzzed. He thought he'd stand. I sat him down. Analysts called it domination, but others whispered, he's painted a bullseye on his back. The crowd's cheers echoed far beyond the studio. The internet split, half cheering Colbert's takedown, half crying foul. They ambushed him. He cracked. Colbert played him perfect. Too far. Even within Trump's own camp, the chatter surged. Barron's silence since, deafening. The tears, etched in viral permanence. The ripple, effects seismic. Late-night television shook. Experts debated whether Colbert rewrote the rules or shattered them. Networks panicked, tightening reins or chasing the next viral bomb. Viewers divided, lines drawn. Barron fell. Colbert peaked. The clash carved into the digital stone of modern. Yes, but this isn't over. It's not the end. It's the spark. Colbert's next strike is already loaded, so stay locked in. If you're hooked on chaos, smash that subscribe, because this wildfire just caught wind.